Aravindh Chithambaram comes to the board at the Superbet Rapid 2025. He takes on Jan Krzysztof Duda. Now, Arvind has been playing good chess in this tournament, but his opponent is a speed monster. Duda is so good and tricky that in order to prepare for his World Championship match, Gukesh chose Duda as his sparring partner and played more than 300 games with him. That's how good Jan Krzysztof is. And there you see Arvind now taking his opponent. Arvind has had a good tournament. He has scored 3.5 points out of 6, which is amazing considering he's playing all the world-class opponents. Let's see how this game goes. He opens with the king's pawn, pawn to e4, and Duda responds back with the solid e5. Arvind brings his knight out to f3. Knight comes out to c6. And are we going to see another Italian or another Spanish? Bishop c4 or bishop b5? Arvind goes for bishop b5. Very interesting move. And Duda responds back with knight f6, inviting his opponent into the Berlin endgame, which can happen after short castle. Arvind is ready for it. He goes for it. And after knight takes e4, you play the move d4. Whoa, we are going there. We are going down that road. Knight takes e4 played. Arvind pushes his pawn to d4. Knight jumps back to d6. The main move is to take, but Arvind goes back bishop a4, keeping pressure here and sacrificing a pawn out of the opening. Duda preserves the pawn. He's like, I'm a pawn up. And yes, I'm a little bit behind in development, but that's okay. By the way, this line has been mastered by Arjun Erigaisi with the white pieces. Bishop e7, blocking the e file. Knight jumps into e5. If you take, I take and take back the e4 pawn. He goes b5. The bishop comes back. Now looking at the f7 point. You can castle, but also why not just simply win this bishop is the question. White can simply continue developing knight c3, but Arvind sacks a piece. Whoa! What is this all about? Knight takes, king takes. He was pawn down. He got only one pawn for a piece, which means he's an entire piece down right now. That is insane. Check, is this a mate? Can you take here with the rook? Doesn't make sense because the bishop can always block any checks. Knight c3. He's attacking here. This is the position reached between Arjun and Wei. Wei had played queen e8 here in the Chessable Masters 2025. But now bishop b7 played the first new move and Arvind takes the pawn. Now black's best move is knight c4 or queen e8. These are two good moves for Duda. Look at the time on Duda's clock. He's down to 9 minutes out of 25 while Arvind still has 22 minutes. So the opening idea already has had an effect. Queen e8 played here by Duda. And now Arvind chops off the pawn on b5. But a very good move is d5, offering a queen trade, also attacking the knight. And he plays it. Duda defending beautifully here. And you can see him just getting into the groove of the game. D takes e4, black's position looks good. Arvind now has to be very careful not to slide into a difficult position. Queen takes c7. And now the best move again, queen c8. Offering a trade. A queen trade is going to help black tremendously, and he offers it for queen trade, queen c8. Arvind avoids it. He goes queen g3, and rightly so. Now, the best way to play here is h5, trying to activate your rook later, maybe threaten h4, but taking this pawn looks risky. Although, it's a good move. Bishop g5 played. Take, and run back with your queen, trying to just shore up the position. It should be fine for black. Duda takes. Queen takes. And now you can see the only reason why Arvind has given up a piece is because the king is misplaced. Queen c4, that's not a good move by Jan Krzysztof. He had to go queen c7, and after rook c1 he can go queen d6. But here queen c4, now you can move rook c1 and try to enter with rook c7. That looks super dangerous. He finds rook c1, attacking the queen. If queen takes d4, by the way, rook c7 is killing. So he goes queen d5, not touching the pawn. offering a queen trade. Queen g3, fantastic move here by Arvind. Now rook c8, very important, but he goes h5, a blunder, because now rook c5 is just insanely strong. Not rook c7, when actually there is rook h7 defending this pawn, but rook c5 with the idea of rook f5 check. And the time on Duda's clock is 1 minute. Arvind has 17 minutes. This is unbelievable, the way in which this game has panned out. Rook c5 found. Queen takes d4 played. Immediately taken. But hey, what about rook f5 check? It's a killer move. It's actually game over. The reason for that is that if king g8, just let's imagine rook f5, king g8, then just queen b3 check. An easy to miss move. King e8 has to be played now. Rook f5 found by Arvind. King e8 and queen c7 attacking the bishop. Also threatening queen f7 check. The bishop comes to d5. Can Duda finish off this position? Can Arvind finish off this position against Duda? Another beautiful move. Queen d6 found. Rook d8 to defend the bishop. Rook e5 check, king f7, and now can we just simply go rook e7 check, finds it, king g8, and take the rook here on d8. Yes, queen takes d8, king h7 played, and now you are just completely winning. Rook e8, offering a trade of rooks. Aravindh Chithambaram has 13 minutes on the clock. The kind of domination he has shown in this game on the clock and on the board is just unbelievable. Queen comes to b5. He's bringing his queen back here to e2. h4 played. And pawn to h3. You can't even take this pawn. There could be a check and just dropping the bishop. g5 played. And now queen a6 check. King g7, and queen comes back to e2. He takes the pawn on a2, but this is all over. Arvind takes his time. This is the sign of a good player in a winning position. You don't want to rush it. You want to play as calmly as possible. Queen e3 played, and he resigns here. Aravindh Chithambaram has scored a beautiful win against Duda, somewhat in the style of Duda himself, by playing a risky opening, playing an opening that was somewhat unsound, but then in rapid play, you don't have enough time to figure out all the nuances, and Arvind scored a beautiful win against Jan Krzysztof Duda.